Hi guys, welcome back to Kitchen Colony, and in today's video I'll be showing you my take on crispy chili beef. Now, I'm not a lover of red meat, and anywhere I can substitute red meat I tend to use turkey to do so because it has the same texture and same taste to me. And when I do create this dish with turkey, you can't tell the difference. So sit back and watch me as I give you my favorite Chinese meal, but using turkey instead of beef. Now, let's look at the ingredients that we need. Crispy chili beef is similar to sweet and sour chicken, but we cut our beef or turkey in strips. Now, I have there about half kilo of turkey breast, because the breast is that trashy part that nobody really likes to eat. And then I'm going to make my sauce. And I'm going to use all the regular seasonings that I normally use, and I'll show you what to do with it after. I've already washed and cleaned my turkey, and I'm drying it and put it to the side. Now it's time to create the sauce. In my cup I have 1 cup of orange juice, and I'm adding a 1/4 cup of sweet chili sauce, 2 tablespoons of dark soy sauce, and I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of sugar. To this we're going to add 1/2 cup of water, and we're going to mix to dissolve the sugar and to blend all the other ingredients. Now I'm going to squeeze half of a lemon for that tangy taste. Now you may use vinegar if you like, but lemon gives that nice flavor. When the sugar is dissolved, you're going to take your mixture to a saucepan, and you're going to allow it to boil to bring it to a thick consistency. So while that is happening, I'm going to start slicing my turkey. Now we're going to slice our turkey in long strips, just as how they would do the beef. While slicing, remember to check on your sauce because it was on high, because you want this liquid to come down quickly. So check and stir as you go along your sauce. Let's season our meat, and you can use whatever seasoning you want. And I'm using a 1/2 teaspoon of green seasoning, 1/2 teaspoon of jerk seasoning. Now you can use whatever seasoning you like. I always rub in my wet seasoning before I add the dry seasoning because I want every part of the meat to be touched with this seasoning. Now to that, I'm going to add my dry seasoning, which is 1/2 teaspoon of Szechuan, 1/2 teaspoon of all-purpose, and a 1/4 teaspoon of Chinese 5-spice. Then I'm going to add 1/2 teaspoon of garlic powder, and then 1/2 teaspoon of black pepper. We'll mix them all together. Then we're going to sprinkle on our meat and rub in gently because you don't want to break the strips. Take your time when you're rubbing it in. After this, let's check our sauce. Yes, our sauce is boiling down nicely and see it's very thick now. It is becoming thick, and you want to make sure when it is already when it is finished, when you draw the spoon or the spatula, it leaves a clear line, and I'll show you what I mean. Now to this I'm adding about a half a teaspoon of pepper flakes. I could have used more, but my son would complain, so half a teaspoon, add as much as you want. Now this is a clear indication that it's at the right consistency because I could see the bottom of the pan. Now it's time to turn your stove off and allow it to cool and get ready to fry our meat. To fry your meat, you may use egg, but I don't want any egg this time. I'm just going to use some cornstarch and get that thin coating. I don't want a thick batter, but you can use egg and flour. But I'm using cornstarch because it's much lighter. I want a thin and crispy coating, but it's perfectly fine if you use egg. Tastes just as good. Add your meat to the cornstarch and then rub it in, squeeze it in, squeeze the cornstarch on the meat. Cover it, make sure you use a generous amount of cornstarch when you're doing this, and cover the meat so that it is well coated. I'll be shallow frying my meat, but if you want you could deep fry, which is much quicker, but I'll be shallow frying my meat. In my frying pan I have half a cup of oil, and I'm just laying out the strips, not crowding the pan, just laying it out so that they can fry. There's no special way to lay them out. Some curl, some straight, doesn't matter, so I'm just frying. My stove is between medium and high, and I'm allowing it to fry briskly, but it's thinly sliced so it will cook perfectly. Allow the meat to fry until you see each side is golden brown and it is very crispy. You can actually hear the crisp, that crispy sound. This is the last batch, and this is actually very crispy, and I'm removing it from the pan. Notice at the end of it all, I didn't add any more oil, but at the end of it I add a little bit of oil, and we're going to use that same oil to finish the meal. To the pan I'm adding my onions, and then I'll be adding my sweet pepper. Now I'm going to allow this to cook for about 2 minutes, but I don't want the onions to be well cooked. I need to maintain that crunch. I need to have it half cooked, and I want that crunch at the end of the meal. Now you may like your onions well cooked, and if that's so, allow it to cook longer. Now after this is done, I'm going to add my crispy strips. Stir it in properly, and then it's time to add our sauce. Remember, we have to cook the sauce and allow it to cool. You don't want the sauce to be hot. You want it to be cooled. So we're going to add our sauce to the pan. Stir your sauce in and allow it to just simmer for about a minute, no longer, because you don't want to make the batter soft. You want to still maintain that crisp. And turn your stove off, and your meal is done. An accompaniment to this meal is egg stir-fried noodles. I'm going to scramble 4 eggs, and I'm going to season it with some garlic powder, black pepper and salt. So I'm going to beat it and then scramble. To the wok, I've added a tablespoon of oil, and I'm going to use that to scramble the eggs. Now I've scrambled my eggs very dry, and then to it I'm adding my already cooked noodles, and this is egg noodle to be exact. Now we keep stirring our noodle because we don't want it to burn, and then we add a tablespoon of dark soy. Why only a tablespoon? Because I've already added salt to the eggs, and soy is very salty. Then I'm adding about 2 tablespoons of rice wine vinegar, and then after that I'll be adding a 1/4 spoon of sesame oil, which is very strong. You don't want to use more than that. It's extremely strong. This is extremely quick, and at the end I'm just adding some pepper flakes and some diced spring onions. Now here we have it, our crispy chili turkey, or take on crispy chili beef. Now it was very delicious. I didn't try it so that you could see, but it is very crispy and it went well with the noodles. Now here's my take on my takeout. Hope you enjoyed this video, and if you've enjoyed it, please remember to subscribe, give me a thumbs up, click your notification bell so that you'll be alerted whenever I upload a new video. Now if you've tried it, please let me know and tell me what you think about it. Now for my first time watchers, thank you for coming, and for my old subscribers, thank you very much for supporting my channel. See you in my next video. Bye.